Each army likes to think it has God on its side, for this gives an enormous spiritual uplift. Enemies are demonised to give troops the idea that they are on a moral crusade. Religion, spirituality, and a feeling of righteousness empower confidence to carry on the fight when they otherwise may feel like giving up. These are unseen but powerful forces at work. I said a short while ago that we will be fighting on a different level, and so shall we be. Even before I was born, our Parliament and the United States government were creating widespread misery, injustice and poverty both in the UK and abroad. This has worsened as they have sought to gain absolute control over all people, as well as taking charge of as much of the world's commerce and assets as they have been able to do. As dogmatic as most senior politicians appear, they do not generally set the political agenda. This is done by their accursed masters. I use the word accursed because in order to gain control over man, a small number of power-hungry people have turned to unseen dark forces for help, and in doing so have lost their free will. As we here all know, you cannot reason with politicians who are intent on causing our national demise, no matter how obvious it becomes that their policies are seriously destructive. They will not deviate. These accursed ones cannot help but do evil deeds. They have become mere enforcers for their new Antichrist masters. This is why the new breed of internationalist politicians have been able, through a kind of magic, to control the thoughts of the masses and get them to accept the unacceptable, a situation where most of the people have been fooled for most of the time. We have heard much recently of Jewish Kabbalah mysticism. Several airhead celebrities have joined a fringe, quick money-making Kabbalah splinter group. This pop idol version of Kabbalah, as made famous by the pop singer Madonna, is frowned upon by more orthodox Kabbalah mystics. In a television program made about the sect which Madonna follows, one of the rabbis says something like, if Jews in Germany during the 1930s had practiced Kabbalah mysticism on the Germans, they could have controlled their minds and prevented them from turning against them. To which a London rabbi replied that 3/4 of Jews in Germany at that time had been practicing Kabbalah mysticism. So here from the horse's mouth we have an admission that Kabbalah mysticism is used to control the way people think. In America, Bill and Hillary Clinton were held spellbound by a Marxist revolutionary called Michael Lerner. He practiced a medieval form of Kabbalah mysticism. Like all Marxists, he was anti-marriage, a promoter of homosexuality, and a promoter of non-white immigration into the United States. He once had a wedding cake made with the words "smash monogamy" on it. He talked at one time of the sins of turning our backs on a racist society, and on another occasion of the sins of turning our backs on gays and lesbians. Bill and Hillary Clinton said they turned to Michael Lerner for inspiration. One extra result of this was Hillary's sudden desire to feminise America. In 1988, Bill Clinton wrote a letter to Michael Lerner saying, "You have helped me clarify my own thinking." This was not the case at all. Bill Clinton now simply believed the Marxist thoughts, which through mysticism have been put into his head by Michael Lerner. Hillary Clinton is currently aiming to become president. What is the point? She has no fresh ideas of how to rescue America from its rapid demise. During the time Bill Clinton was in the White House, his administration followed the same Marxist agenda as our government here in Britain.